Invitational. Why don't we bring in Team Scarra and Team Lily Pichu and
win,
get the temperature of this final match. Scarra, how are you feeling so far? Are you feeling like you can just undefeated your way into the finals and through it?
I feel like my team is very good.
It's true.
That's my general feeling.
Are you feeling pretty proud you didn't trade away H-June in that earlier conversation?
I feel like I should have, because maybe the games would have been like maybe like we didn't really need him, and he's taking away the spotlight from like our actual best players.
Wow, that's a big thing to say. Who would you identify as your actual best player then, Scarra?
It's definitely Ray, because everyone wants to play 4 duelists.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you have a team that has been able to overcome so much, and I gotta say, Ray has certainly been putting you guys in a backpack and carrying, but I feel like everyone's been taking a turn wearing the backpack, and Lily, I feel like that is the same situation on your team. But when you faced off against Team Scar earlier today, it didn't quite turn into a W, so what are you gonna do differently this time?
I think I've aged 15 years. Alright, Scar, you ready?
I hope we go to quintuple overtime, Lily.
Okay.
Oh.
Please go easy on us. We had 3 overtimes. Both eyes are twitching and I am not fine. Your team is so scary. I'm just gonna hide because after today I'm dying inside. But no matter how the games are gonna end, I'm glad at least all the winners are friends. Woo! Can you tell June not to hit our heads too much? Thank you.
Yeah, I told you the way to make us lose. You just gotta do it.
How am I gonna find him a girlfriend in 5 minutes? What do you want me to do? I'm not a miracle worker.
Oh my god.
5 minutes.
How long do you need then?
I don't know, like 5 months.
You know, just for saying that, he's gonna be angry, dude. You just unlocked the beast, the animal.
No,
I'm gonna tell him
please.
he said that. He's gonna 50 bomb you guys.
We're so tired. Our brain juice is leaking out of our nostrils, Scarra. It's all over.
I hope you have a very close game.
It's all over.
I want to quintuple overtime. I want 50 rounds.
Okay, well. Okay.
Well, we shall see if your dream comes true, Scar. Lily, we shall see if you are able to wrap this up in a tidy 13-round package. I'm going to send you off to your teams and prepare ourselves for the final match and say thank you for the future entertainment. Van Silly.
And that means that we're also going to start things off with a listen-in.
I was just making noise.
One's Raptors.
Wait, I don't think you actually can take it, can you?
Yo, guys, we gotta be careful because they can pincherino us.
Oh no! Run!
Yo,
right, go B, go B.
Come. Wait, let's go B.
Everyone ropes to B.
I like this. Yo, Sage is alone. Get Sage. He's alone. Oh wait, no, she's
get Sage.
No, yo, back up now, brother.
Okay, now run.
AOG, Sakudo,
Oh God,
Sakudo, run, get him, please. Rayna's alone.
Rayna's hit once. What the? Oh God. Oh, I got one.
Oh,
Guys, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Rayna's hit once. There's only one Rayna. Get her. Oh God, wait, H-June's insane. Jesus, we did it.
God, I love kids and charity and Christmas.
Yeah, we're stabbing them for the children.
Charity!
What was
Wow, that was the biggest brain.
I don't know how to analyze that, Dan, after that comment. That was awesome.
You just have to experience it. That's all there is.
Yep. We'll just soak it in. We'll soak it in, absorb what happened on that knife round, and think about what's going to happen next year, which is now Team Lily winning that knife round. H-June, yes, being cracked, although they still lost a round for Team Scarra, so this is a great start for Team Lily on this second round. Spectres, one Marshall, Saikudo continuing to be the one at the point, trying to open things up here with this Marshall into the B site.
Yeah, straight on in, and very little to defend here, unfortunately, but that's kind of just as expected. With just those pistols Headhunter coming out from Sakino. Oh, hello, Shornik. Sending it up mid as well. So dealing with the anti-eco, or dealing with the anti-eco quite effectively. And again, just for those not familiar with that term, because it is a term we use a lot in comp play in Valorant. It just means that one team is playing eco, they're playing for the economy, so they're not investing. And so if you have a team that's playing against the eco, then, for example, Team Lily was, then usually, you describe it for like pro teams as that, they're playing an anti-eco strategy. So a strategy that's designed not to get caught off guard by the fact that there are pistols out, and that there may be also some shenanigans out with those pistols too.
And we also have a new term actually that that Pansy also invented, right? The Shiko. What's the Shiko? Oh, I thought you were going to answer it for me, Dan. But it's actually when you're going for an eco round. So you're going for the lore buy, but you're going with sheriffs, right? So you have the Shiko. But if you want to find all these terms, Dan does have a website, ddkesports.com. Back with the action, though, we're pushing into the B-site once again with Shonik getting the opening frag. But this is just a fake out. As you have this first blood from Shonik, everybody else is still holding towards the A lobby.
It's a good catch there from Shonik. And it's so disruptive because the Spike's making its way towards the A site, and Team Scarra have every reason to believe it's going to be B. And Shonik's still here, creating the argument that it's going to be B, and suddenly they're going to now realize. They will realize the horrible truth.
Well, and it's just the good part, though, with Shonik dying here, Dan, is that all the stars that he placed will not add any disruption on the rotation of this gun round that Team Scarra currently has. So we'll have 2 on the flank that's currently being hurt by Shifter, at least for 1. So this is going to be a huge battle between these 2 players, and that's H-June to start things off. And now Shifter's going to hear the second one, too, though.
Should be an easy setup here for Shifter. Indeed, the Spectre. Great weapon for that one. And now just Peter Park left. And we've seen some big stuff from Peter Park. On the Omen as well, especially. But this is really difficult. There's very little time left here. So Peter Park's just trying to catch any exit kills. So do some damage. If any players were trying to rotate away from the spike, Peter Park was in a position to maybe get a kill there. To just, do some more damage to their economy. But doesn't find any of that. And that's a 3-0 start now for Team Lily here in the Grand Finals.
Exactly. Peter Park that actually invested a lot, right? Bringing that Phantom into that gun round. So, a lot of firepower. You know what they say, Dan. With great firepower comes great responsibility. So it's very smart for Peter Park to save his weapon into the next round just to make sure that he can leverage that into his best success into the rest of his teammates that only have, a low buy. So we talked about this is not necessarily an eco at this point because you do see Stingers and Sharers to come in as well. So we'll see if they could actually bring that rifle into fruition.
And just pressuring down the mid wall there as well. It's great to do that because you should condition the Sage eventually to just not spend the wall so early because it doesn't get the value that you're looking for. So it's good that Team Lily are breaking that immediately. Isorb's going through as well already towards mid. So they're burning the defender utility with this mid pressure quite quickly, which is a good win for Team Lily.
Oh, Sakuno made a step, though. This should be heard from Heaven's side, but we're actually all across the map on the attacker side. This is a huge default that's paying off as Shauna gets the opener. You're forcing her to rotate out here, though, and Sakuno could actually catch one as well.
You are divided.
Yeah,
there it is.
I was going to catch Peter Park. Oh, hello. Peter Park is ready for that one somehow. Shifter, though, with the backstab onto Valkyrie. That's the B site taken for Team Lily. Shonik so good at just lurking around, finding the frags, but Peter Park better to it this time around. Still causing problems, and that's the 3v3. And I think Jummy might be able to pick up a gun there in spawn, so 3 rifles will be swinging on 3 for this retake.
So far, so good, and we have some Leers left for HU in a second one, too. But look at this double stack, Dan. We're going to go for the bait and switch, and it works.
Double peek. It's beautiful stuff there. H-Tune with the dismiss. Is there a safe angle? Yes. H-Tune able to escape there. Needs to take down both players dismissing, creating all the 1 versus 1s here. Now just 1 more to go. Against the clock, though, and you can see that Shifter understands just to play the clock. Knives come out, forces H-Tune to come off of it, and has killed the time, even though it's a beautiful kill from H-Tune. The round cannot be won.
That was a nice attempt as well to go for a dismiss while the spike goes off so that he could potentially try to stay alive into the next round. But unfortunately, it doesn't pan out. They lose all their weapons. But on this, like I said, a lower buy that we had for Team Scarra, that was actually really good. This is an opportunity right now to break the economy of Team Lily. You already see Lily and Shonik really low on the econ, but still 3 more that are very healthy on that end. So you could potentially see like 1 or 2 more buys for Team Lily into the next few rounds. Whilst here for Team Scarra, if they lose, it's back to a half buy. So they have to come up huge and clutch, but also they can't afford to lose that many players on a potential victory here for Team Scarra. So to see how they're trying to set things up here, Dan, they're trying to go for another type of bait and switch, this time on the defenders, by having H-June being the first point of contact and Valkyrie trying to clean up the rest.
And the ultimate or pickup will be heard. Valkyrie is in that position that's very close, that would be able to detect that sound cue. So they know there's people in B main. The pressure in mid here from Shifter as well. Again, kind of just making sure that wall goes down. Running out straight into Valkyrie. Wasn't expecting Sykkuno to go for that. And Valkyrie is so ready. And what do they do now, Vansily? They have only 3 players left. It's the 50 seconds. They haven't gained any ground on the map.
I feel that they give up and they go, well, not necessarily give up. I feel like they give up on extremities and try to work mid as this wall is going to thaw up and break. Because the extremities didn't work, right? Any type of lurks that they tried to do didn't pay off, and now you're trying to go for these trades on mid.
Yeah, just 2 left now. It's just
30 seconds left.
about the finishing, or running kind of the finishing lap here. The victory lap.
Well, silver lining.
Really don't have any time. They don't have to fight this either.
I was going to say, I mentioned this before, Dan. They have to win this round for Team Scarra, but not losing that many bodies. So getting that confidence on these first bloods, nice. But now after they lost one, I like that they're just holding back and making sure that they win on time.
Yeah, you got to look after that money.
Oh, Scarra's going to lose his, though. Oh my god, he still wants to fight.
He's so brave, so brave. Scarra just wants to fight. You're right. Just wants to scrap out in mid there. But you're right. 1-4 now. Scarra back on the boards, or on the board. And the money isn't great for Team Lily. So there is a good chance to flip the momentum if Team Scarra are able to find success in this round.
Correct. The silver lining, at least here, as I mentioned before, they were good for like this one buy, potentially another one in the next, because they have the Tour de Force for this round, and Shifter still has a lot of money going into the next, saving these 2 weapons from that previous round. So let's see what happens here. The last time we did have Shifter, sorry, not Shifter, but Shonik trying to lurk down towards A main. This time it's going to be Sykkuno, because he has that operator. He wants to try to work with something with that ultimate. But I like how Peter Park is designed to play a little bit more passively and trying to, instead of playing like a long corridor from screens, he wants to play the off angle instead. So the setup on defense is pretty good here, Dan, but is it going to be good enough for 5 players getting ready to actually give up here towards this A side and rework mid when this wall's soon about to thaw up?
Yeah, totally silent on the map. So for Team Scarra, they don't really know what's going on, and that's dangerous because you don't have that mid-round information utility. You might want to peek somewhere for information, and that peek could give up a kill to the opposing team. So if you want to take that risk, you then don't have any information. That's just the life that you live. And Scarra is making some noise here with these jiggle peeks here up on V Heaven, looking to see if anyone's going through mid.
He has to.
And there's the spot.
30 seconds left.
And they're going to try to chase him down.
Works out quite nicely. Still, though, time is a really, really huge problem here. They won't have time if anything goes wrong with the spike plant. They have to get on top of that straight away. And H-Tune's at the back of the site, just ready to cause problems here. Oh, Shonik with a fantastic shot. Takes down H-Tune. Big kill to get.
And we have a big flank coming in from Sykkuno at the same time. And an ult. Boom.
And it also prevents a refrag, so this is a beautiful look here for Team Lily right at the end of the round.
It started off so well though, then, because that jiggle peek, I do understand it from Scarra's point of view, because he had no more walls, he had no more slow orbs, so he wants to try to gain that information on mid. And once he does, then that's how Valkyrie is going to put up that toxic screen to hopefully get some debuffs of other players coming in. But there's not enough support there towards that B-side heaven, right? We didn't have like a Raze throwing paint shells or anything to try to secure or try to stop a push, which then means that your Sage is now punished. Scarra falls down, and you had a nice from the shadows though from Peter Park that goes into B main, so they still had a nice 3-player stack. But the miss that came out from H June onto Hellside was definitely the detriment, that the nail in the coffin that allowed Team Lily to win that round and to put here Team Scarra on a half buy.
And here we go. Into round 7 we are looking at an A pressure from Team Lily. At the same time, B main has been taken over by Valkyrie. She's gone aggressive. That's going to give information for Team Scarra. They should be able, through deduction, to realize that Team Lily must be towards this A site. Getting ground here up A ramp. That's Peter Park down. And I mean, it's going to be tough right now. There's only 2 players left, and this is just a wipeout on the A site. Really well done. Again, the coordination from Team Lily is really proving successful right now here on Split. Oh! Seguno, that's poor timing, unfortunately. Unlucky. Valkyrie, though, it's going to get spotted out by Shifter. So there it is. Another round to Team Lily.
Very well done, and sorry, that was my dog that was trying to cheer up here for Team Scarra. Unfortunately, that has been losing these rounds for a bit. But this is a moment where, you know, it was a half buy that we saw for Team Scarra. They're going to come out with rifles into this round here. And I feel that maybe at this point, understanding that this mid control is being held by Team Lily on these slow defaults, I would like to see a switch from Jummy on the A side onto B here, Dan.
I agree wholeheartedly. And we're going to see Seguno going for that peek there up A main, but met with the showstopper straight away. Jummy making quick work at that one, and just aggressively taking this A main control is really awesome, considering that they also have the pit down on B main. So right now the whole map is under control by Team Scarra, and there's nothing left except just, I mean, we have one player here in mid. The Scarra ready with the charge.
You saw the guys?
The Elder Flame as well. It doesn't pan out for Scarra. That's so unfortunate. And at the same time, Shawnee gets the pick on B, but they don't have the spike.
That's another way to run things up, right? They had the showstopper and wanted to go aggressively towards A side, which is good. But I think now that you don't have these ultimates anymore, having that combination of the slow orb and the pain shells could definitely be good on like these these hits that Shifter keeps hitting towards this mid side. So you have Shonik on one extremity, and then you always have Saikuno on the other one, and then you have Shifter on mid side. So how do you stop all of this? You just have to focus on one and bring that pressure forward, which is why I like what we saw from this aggressive push from Team Scarra on that defense on that round. But thankfully here is that we don't have that spike, as you mentioned here, for Team Lily, Dan. There's low HP for Shifter, only at 7 at this point. We're in a good spot here for the defenders to protect this spike.
Yeah, at this point, as you say, that's 7 HP and time being such an issue. Oh, Shonik unable to really find the timing to trade that one, and H just will close it down. Makes it look so easy. And there we are. So Team Scarra back on the boards, and unfortunately for Team Scarra, the money is there. The money is definitely plentiful. Team Lily sitting on quite the bounty with all the success they've had so far in this half.
Ooh, and that was a nice little combination too, right? You saw that not only did we see a showstopper, but it was combined with a paranoia just to make sure that there was no escapability from that Reyna going into, or sorry, not from Reyna, but from Shonik. I think that was moving up here towards the A side. That said, though, aggression continues. So it's Ace June on a B main, and then more aggression towards mid side. So we talked about it. Bring the fight back to Team Lily, and it's paying off, Dan.
Yeah, this disruptive approach is really good from the defense of Team Scarra. And Jummy's just lurked up into this forward position in mid. I don't think they'll expect Jummy to be here. The wall goes up, and they're kind of pretending like everything is as usual. But with this one key difference, Jummy in this forward position, it can be a game of trigger discipline as well. How does Jimmy want to play this one? Do you wait it out? Wait for your teammates to come. Valkyrie is going to go straight into B main, and that might force a push here now in mid from Jummy. Oh,
That was so unfortunate.
The Astra, surely.
That's
Oh
dead.
no, Shawnick taking down Jummy. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and now you have an ult to get across. I like the idea from Valkyrie trying to play an off angle. Because as she was heading towards that right side corner of the orb, though, unfortunately the crosshair placement was still looking at that wall instead of looking towards the entrance of the B side. So losing that makes you lose advantage of the forward position that you had on mid already. And as you lose a player, usually like the most common thing here, Dan. Actually, yeah, it's over. It's over. We have a res, though. We have a res.
Shawnick is going absolutely ham here, right? Just looking for that ace. And it's might just happen. There we go. Just so easy for Shawnick. Gets the ace. There has the champions Vandal as well to really make it sing.
Yeah. So just to continue on that explanation before too, Dan, like one of the common things, especially when you're looking at other games like in other tactical FPSs like Counter-Strike, for example, is especially on the defender side, if you lose one player, sometimes one is forced upon to force the hand to try to make a move to try to gain more information and try to gain more space. So by losing one player towards B main, then you also have the person towards mid side, Jummy, trying to push forward to get some information and to try to regain some map control so they could potentially flank faster. But they had their own lurk here on the attacker side for Shawnick for that kill. So it doesn't work out. Team Lily 7-2. Another extremity battle as Saikuno gets the win against Peter Park on the off angle. Peter Park only had a Sheriff, if I'm not mistaken there.
Yeah, trading through a main right now. Onto the A side, looking really good for Team Lily again. And there's not too much to help A side out with, and it just gets worse with the lurk there. The hold in mid. H-June spots it out though. And it looks like we might be on here. 3 versus 3. Team Scarra. They're all very split up in completely different locations. That could be very helpful, or it could be a great hindrance. We're about to find out.
Big fight here for Lily.
Oh, well, they each win their respective 1v1s.
And it's not really planning for Sakuna.
Sakuna's just going to have to spray and pray. Oh, H-June, give him a chance and your head is just gone. You have to hit the first bullet.
All right, a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel right here, Dan. We're narrowing this gap. We're narrowing the lead that Team Lily has built up throughout the whole map so far, and this is what we were talking about going into the game. I know we're joking around and saying that I want to be on my 120% every single time, but with Team Scarra that's been peaking and peaking, we don't want that peak to be that previous match that they won against Lily in overtime, right? If there's a continuous domination right now for Team Lily on the attacker side, this could actually carry over into the second half, where Team Scar will have a huge struggle coming back into the game. But with the change that we've seen on Split from last springtime until now, we have been seeing a little bit more, attacker heavy sides rather. So it could still be a very doable half on the second one. But we still have 2 more to work with in this one here, and Shawnick is looking to lurk into the B side again.
Yeah,
he's gonna get this back up on H-June.
Find these lurks. Such a huge kill to find as well. H-June of all players. How are they so consistent at finding these openings, walking through sites? It's crazy.
I don't know. At this point, the off angles that are being held are quite nice to start things off, but there are definitely gaps that people are able to get through, especially Shawnick. Again, speaking of the devil.
Yeah, Shawnick going absolutely nuclear
another one
here, looking to clear out mail as well. Does Shawnick realize Scarra here is here? Has definitely a good sense of it. And there's another kill for Shawnick, a triple kill.
Oh no, Dan! They think that B is open because of that, and everybody's rotating to B, but Valkyrie's still there. And thankfully, with timing, she's rotating out, though.
Yeah, right now, Team Scarra must be very confused. You can see Valkyrie's sort of at the bottom of the B stairs, going back up to B heaven, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And she's got the sound keys now. She knows what's going on. Shawnick is in such that kind of lurk timing from Mail. It is so painful. As soon as Valkyrie shoots a bullet, Shawnick will start flanking, but not even necessary. Shawnick is playing very well right now, and the only person that historically is going to be able to put a stop to this is going to be H-June Vansili.
I just don't see why we went back into like a slow default off-angle play from Team Scarra when the first bloods have been paying out for them when they're playing it very aggressively on these extremities in these fights, right? Or just try to isolate one. Because again, you're looking at these default that Team Lily's doing. It's like a 1-1-1 at least for those that are forward pressing, and then the last two players on support are sort of still holding back towards like Ramen or something like that. Because and then it allows for you to just win like some 2v1s or some 3v1s then on top of that and see how it goes.
Peter Park's able to deal with Shifter at the very least. And HU's on the site, change up that position. Might be good for this defense here. Just wrapping back around elbow. Just the repositioning is so powerful. Oh, Shornik again. It's that Shornik versus HU battle that Shornik repeatedly is coming out on top with. That's making a huge difference in this matchup. Valkyrie trying to load forward, but Shornik's still alive. Under the rafters, Jummy pressing forward. Shornik, how much can you do here? Taking down the showstopper. Valkyrie goes down. Ivoni with fantastic cover for Shornik. And that leaves just Scarra in the 1 versus 2. Knows where one is. In fact, knows where both players are. In fact, I think we have all the info. Gets the drop onto Shornik. And now, Ivoni. Will she let the position be known? There comes the pressure. Oh, Scarra's done it. He's won the key round, the last round of the first half for that 4-8 finish. Oh, Scarra coming out huge.
Crisis averted, 9-3 curse averted at the same time too for Team Lily. So that's your silver lining by losing that 1v1. But beautifully done there by Scarra. On top of that, understanding that with the time remaining, it's nice for him to commit to at least a half defuse, so that it could be easier going on that 1v1 later on. But you saw that peak coming out here from Ivoni, and it was just a nice reaction time coming out from Scarra in the end. So an 8-4 scoreline, like I said, it's not necessarily over looking at the second half. Now that you have the opportunity for Team Scarra to take the attacker side, and we know how deadly, yes, Sean was on lurks, but we also know how deadly H-Jun is on opening frags on the attacker side.
So what's the plan here now as we go to the listening once again?
Oh, they're
All
running
here,
in like a ball.
all five here. All five here.
I crunched my foot.
Sakudo,
It was ducked.
you got
You're
balls,
trolling.
G.
She ducked and it didn't stab her.
Okay,
That's
I'm gonna
so
fly on
troll.
them.
I
I'm
should've
fucking
had it-
flying on them. I'm flying on them. Let's go.
okay.
Let's go. Get Omen.
Nice. I'm defusing.
I'm having.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
I'm gonna have it for you,
We
Sean.
won.
Well, I don't think I want it. I think Yvonne
Okay.
should get it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Sakudo, you're a man.
Guys, I almost had,
breaks his
I
legs.
saw nobody was watching her back, but she was crouched, so I stabbed above her head somehow.
Understandable. But it almost headshot.
Well, there we go. It's going to be a 9-4 open to the second half here for Team Lily. This is the grand finals here for the OfflineTV Valorant Charity Invitational. And Team Lily are looking good for this one right now, Van Silly.
Yeah. And looking good with the defender side too, stacking a lot towards this mid side. But on the attack for Team Scarra, we're just going straight up here towards the A side. So the wall's going to come up for a heaven side. Shifter is on an off angle in the back left corner. Could always dash away because he's jet. There you go.
Down A. One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
H-Jun takes down Shifter though and has a sheriff. Might be, yeah, there's a heal available if H-Jun can find a kill. So as well as a dismiss. Oh, that had to be a freebie there.
Ooh.
That's going to be difficult to recover from here for H-Jun. Got to hit every shot at this point. H-Jun needs to find 4 more players. There's one more. Getting the dismiss to get away, but the concussion slows it down. He gets another one on the way out. That was a bit scary, but at the end, I think Team Lily will be happy locking in that 10-4 lead.
Damage has been done though, at least, and it's good to know, Dan, that actually when you're concussed by, but when you're concussed by one of those stars, you're at like, the Nova Pulse. I was looking for the name. So when you're actually being concussed by Nova Pulse and you're trying to dismiss, you still get away slowly. which I didn't know that. I don't know if
Yeah.
you knew that, Dan.
Yeah, like it doesn't kind of remove the debuff.
Exactly.
Oh, it does, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
So unfortunately, no escapability there for H-June, but at least he was able to land that second shot before he died. Oh, that's a bad wall. Sakuna could be in heavy trouble there. Manages to get away.
There we go. H-June activated now, and this is what has to happen. Given Shonik and Shonik's shenanigans, we need to see H-June coming up huge. It was 2 kills entering into the A side. Is it going to be enough here, that work from H-June, to open up the map for the team as the rest
Look who he
of
killed.
Team Scarra?
He killed some very impactful players on the defender side, so definitely doable.
And that's a good jewel to win for Peter Park. And at the same time, I think all the noise was heard
Last player
for the rotation
standing.
there. So H-June went down, but the rest of the team were able to put forth a formidable attack onto the A site to lock it all down, and really looking for some damage.
And who closed it again, Dan? Who better than Peter Park?
Peter Park.
TV.
Who's got the snacks?
Peter Park TV. All right, 5-10, 5 rounds to deficit. And we're looking at an economy for Team Lily that is largely broken, it looks like.
So the knife round 1 is now fully nullified here after some nice entries by H-June towards that A site. So a little bit of a... I mean, it was a nice try by Saikuno to get that kill, and you saw that combination, though. It was not only allowing H-June to get 2 openings towards the A site, but that was thanks to a dark cover from Peter Park that put that up towards that A ramp so that H-June could only focus onto the A site, and
So
unfortunately, that Headhunter, yes, definitely so close.
Painfully close. And the paranoia coming in from Ramen up into B Heaven to clear things out for H-June. But Bonnie, what a shot there, straight onto H-June. Totally domed, and that's going to be quite the problem. It'll slow things down here. But Lily, just with the classic, be no issue at all for Valkyrie. And the B site is going to be cleared up, cleaned up, and the spike is planted.
Oh, Blade Storm though, Dan. And they have a Vandal left on the ground.
Well, there we go. Shifters picked it up. Move their way in, but again, the weaponry advantage is looking good. Numbers advantage as well.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I think Peter Park just crouched behind a turret, maybe to try to keep that as a body block or something. I don't know. I don't know what I saw in front of that screen, but it looked kind of weird. Actually, the turret was all the way back towards the B side, so I'm not sure what was in front of him. Nonetheless, you still got the round there for Team Scarra, which was definitely needed at that point. We talked about a broken economy. The Blade Storm could have done a little bit there for Shifter. Was able to get that kill in the back of the side for Jummy, but it didn't connect. A couple of body shots, and that was it. Now you have back with Vandals, the defender side of Team Lily, a Judge out for Saikuno. And see, you see what I mean? They have a different type of setup here for the defender side for Lily. They have 3 players playing on mid. Look at the amount of utility that's holding on mid side too. So using a Killjoy utility to hold mid on top of some SARS, and a Judge to hold ropes.
He's been working up mid, and we got that deep push on B main as well from Team Lily. I believe Shonik is super aggressive in B main, so there's a lot of info, forward info for Team Lily. Is Peter Park going to clear this? By himself, this could be a problem. Oh, Peter Park, takes down Shonik. Massive kill.
Now Nanostorms are coming up here towards ropes. They're still going to commit towards a split to B because Shonik died, right? So we're going to have to try to counteract, try to regain that ground towards B Heaven, but it's not working out. Jummy with a beautiful entry at the Lily.
Oh, really good approach coming through. Saikuno on the flank there with the Judge. Able to take down one. It's going to be very difficult. They're all at range. So not going to work out.
That was a surprise.
Is Shifter good for the 1v4? That's the question.
Well, still has a dash here, Dan.
Still has a dash. But they know where Shifter is at this point, so that's the problem. And there we go. Jummy will finish it off. Good round from Jummy. Really nice entries.
Yes. off satchel charges too, and as I mentioned before, losing that player earlier on, you kind of have to like bring that counterweight in, right? So you had 2 players on the top of that B heaven side, maybe push forward to try to fight back towards male, because now you might get shot by 2 different angles too. Which is why you want to try to be reactionary on what's happening around the map around you here for the defensive side. But you know what? On my end, I'm kind of happy because we have a game in our hands, and it's also Team Scarra catching up here. And we talked about the attacker side here, where they have to be careful of H-June. They had to be careful of Peter Park TV. But on top of that, they had to be careful of Jummy as the entries that we mentioned before. So back on an eco for Team Lily, a 5-player stack towards the A site. And Team Scarra are guessing right on where they want to commit here on this male side to be.
Yeah, it's a really good look. But as far as the comeback's concerned, things are going quite nicely so far for Team Scarra. As you say, free site here, so there shouldn't be any issue. Oh, Jummy, even going to pull out the showstopper to really guarantee this. Again, only pistols available here for Team Lily. And Scarra on a nice position, catching the rotation through mid. And I feel like that is just desserts for Shornik, like a taste of his own medicine.
Yep, agreed. It's about to get pushed, though. Oh, what a flick.
Yeah, Scarra's not having any of that. And it feels like a slow death right now for Team Lily. Oh, the Tour de Force is up, but...
Oh, the tour is done.
One enemy remaining.
Hit the last stop.
8 to 10. It's getting closer.
All right, so we had a showstopper and a Viper's Pit on the attacker side to actually take control of that B site. So I kind of like it. I like the aggression that you wanted to bring. I like how you want to secure these rounds to make sure you bring this to a closer game. And you can continue to go with a lot of aggression into this round here, because now you have a res that's available after these 2 kills that Scarra just got. So I wonder if he's going to try to follow up here with H-June just behind. If H-June could continue to try to open up frags, dies, and they could get a res right away. And it might be the case, not necessarily for H-June, but for just Team Scarra in general, because you have everybody working up towards this mid side. Oh, nice try, at least on that TikTok wall to come up on the top of the boxes to try to get a kill, but he gets absolutely denied, and that's the ult down, sorry, from Sage.
Yeah, pretty big movement coming from B main now into that B site. Oh, great catch onto Lily straight away. H-June with that one, but you can see that even the slow orb is not going to slow this one down enough. As they get across for the plant, Ivani has that res, but Lily is not resable at all.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmic Divide available too for Shornik. This retake.
And that's the thing, right? They're not playing flashes, so it's going to be really hard to retake.
Oh, and Peter Park's going to just swing on through, doing good damage, but the trade's coming in, and it's just down to Saikuna now against 2 players. Time is against him right now as well. Is there any way to do this? Swapping out for a rifle, a bit more dynamic. Pushing forwards. Oh, playing around the Cosmic Divide. Oh, it's just very well done by Team Scarra. That's 9 to 10 now. 1 away from equalizing.
Dan, are you quaking in your boots now? Because we should have an eco for the defenders. So Lily's already going out with a Spectre. So is Shonik. Actually, we could go for some pretty decent half buys right now for the defender side. That said, though, we're 1 round away of tying things up. Where are you going to try to flip your predictions?
No.
Good.
No. Good.
I
just my only thing that I really want is just fun Valorant gameplay, and I feel like we're getting that.
Silly Junior.
So, what's that?
Are you Van Silly Jr.?
Well, for this in this moment, absolutely.
Awesome. I like it.
And we'll go for a quick A attack here from Team Scarra. As you say, it's a half buy from Team Lily, so it's definitely not a done deal. But they don't really have any. They don't have that lockdown that they would probably need for this.
Well, at least they get information off that, right? You lose 1 player towards screens, a little bit of dancing around, but that's 1 weapon picked up by Shonik. And they both fall. So that's pretty good. We tied things up right now. We've lost only 1 player. And look at the economy of the attacker so far, Dan. 9,000 already on Valkyrie. We have 7,900 on H-June. Like, they are looking so good to buy for the last 2 rounds, potentially. Well, not last 2 rounds. We still have 3 rounds to go. maybe even 4 because we're kind of into round 21 right now. So they still have good economy to work with for at least like 2 rounds here. Depending on how many back and forth that we have, they could potentially buy for the rest of the game is what I meant.
Okay, well, we're going to find out how it actually plays out. And we have that 3-2 split here for the attackers. Nothing super aggressive or, in fact, really anything out of the ordinary for Team Lily so far. Wall's going to get put up. Wall's going to get shot down. If they don't break it all the way, though, and they try to push this, that judge will be a problem. This is a risky spot. It's certainly a one and done. But there is a world where Sykuna gets a lot here.
Yeah.
Oh, HU knows the angles, though.
And that's one of those moments where, you know, where I'm looking at the kit. Oh, well, let's forget that. Let's talk about HU opening up the sites here, Dan.
Yeah, well, there's not much to say at this point. The B side has been completely wiped out, and Sean is looking for a timing swing on through, denied though by Peter Park. That could have been so huge. But now it's just Lily left in the 1v4, so it's all falling apart here in this round for Team Lily.
And I wonder if you're scratching your head at the same time too, because when you saw that backstab attempt from Shawnick, that spike was down. And Scarra never picked it up. So I was like, why is he leaving that spike there? It was a perfect bait there for Peter Park at the bottom of Ramen to get the kill. So I was talking about the kit here from Sykuna. I like how he's placing these rendezvous so he can teleport fast to support towards the A side too. There was one round where he actually used the trademark, that turret on the ground to slow down towards mid. I want to see more of those combined with the slow orbs, right? Because now if you're going to use the trademark to get the first... type of information, once that slow field goes onto the ground, time that out. Once you time that out, put the slow orbs after. Then put another slow orb, and then you try to fight with that too. You could really add a lot of oppression towards mid side with this combination that they currently have between Sykuna and Ivani on the top of the B side and ropes. So let's see if that could pay out, if that's going to pan out into the next round. But we finished this round here with Team Scarra that was trailing behind here, Dan. What was it, like 8-4? And now it's 11-10 for Team Scarra on the attack.
10-4, even
10-4. Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they lost knife round. True.
Yeah.
So yeah, an amazing comeback for Team Scarra since they had the gun rounds on the second half.
Back into it once again. It's all about the A site here, going really fast. There's the double satchel across the jummy. Oh, nice deflection from Sykuna, but the trade is through from H-June. Ever reliable. The res comes into play as well. This is difficult. The lockdown was already used there from Lily, so that's just gone now. Team Scarra and Team Lily sort of at a stalemate at the moment. Pushing on through, and there it is, Shawnick from above the wall.
Gosh.
Oh man, with a Spectre with one clip gets 3 players. The trace come through though, and it's just down to Peter Park. And we talk about Peter Park with the closes, and the dash away is going to keep Shifter safe for now. But the steps though, and the 24 HP, it's just all working against Peter Park right now. Has the spike on his back, but one blade left. Peter Park.
Oh, he can teleport now. He could teleport.
Does he realize? I don't know if he realizes.
Yep.
Oh, he does. It's not done just yet. Peter Park looking to put the 12 on the board. Going for the
hunting
default
safe.
one.
Has paranoia.
He's going aggressive in spawn. I don't know that there's been any sound keys for Lily, but this timing, if Peter Park goes all the way... Okay, Peter Park's just going to wait for the tap. Where's the turret going to go here for Lily? That's the question.
Beautiful.
That's a good spot for the turret. Gets shot immediately. Okay, so Lily's going to come off of this one. Now it's all about this paranoia. It comes through. Is Lily going to be able to hold on to this one? Peter Park afraid to go for the peak because the HP is so low, and Lily makes it happen. I think Lily's done it. I think she saved the day here. It's enough. It's enough for Lily. Excellent clutch there against Peter Park for the 11-11.
Lily has to teach us how to play Valorant. Lily, just delete your tweet from earlier saying that you want people to teach you how to play Valorant, because that fake tap for the angle after an outplaying Peter Park was beautiful. Speaking of another thing that was beautiful was that Shonik really made this round salvageable for Team Lily. Look how low their buy was here, Dan. And the only rifle that they had is the rifle on Lily that allowed that clutch to happen. So very, very well done. Good thing to tie things up on 11-11. But as we mentioned before, the economy is still so good right now for the attacker side as they go for a full rifle buy here. So it's not over yet, and they could be in a position where you have Team Scarra win for match point. Team Lily might be broken on the econ again.
And here we go. Back into that mid pressure, just knocking down that wall. Shonik, it's been such a menace around this Rose position. We'll be sent back by the util. And in fact, we're going to get a really fast, aggressive movement coming up into the B heaven take from Team Scarra. They're going for that B attack very quickly. Shifter on the other end of things is actually in this choke point of B main. If he wins this battle, that would be massive, but Peter Park locks it in there once again for Team Scarra. They've got the B site now again. On the pits available too.
Yeah, exactly. It's starting to tumble down here, Dan. So they lose one. Viper's Pit is definitely going to come out from Valkyrie. We know that she does that a lot. Do you save here or not?
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to have money if they don't save. We'll see what happens here, though. If they can make this work, there is the trade from Saikuno as more ground is gained for the team. Team Lily trying to make this work, and there's another pick off. Shonik going absolutely mad within the Viper's Pit. It's going to fall down. And speaking of falling down, it falls down to Lily here now in the 1 versus 2, trying to work around the Cosmic Divide. Needs a good timing. Finds a drop onto Peter Park, but Peter Park with the flick will get it for Team Scarra, and that's 12. One more now. Match point. Grand Finals point here for the OfflineTV Valorant Charity Invitational. Is in the hands of Team Scarra, but can they close?
That was a huge ult there by Valkyrie to force all the battles on the extremities and having people debuffed inside the Viper's Pit to just get melted down. So we mentioned it, Dan. Do they have what it takes? They've done it before with such a low buy, right? So it has to come down to that, and we'll see what is going to happen with this last round of regulation. Let's check out the calls for Team Scarra.
Blinding into heaven again in 3.
Wait.
Wait, bait this slow.
Smoking pipes.
Bait this slow.
Let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna just check for B main push.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm watching A.
All right.
Sean's flanking.
Blinding in 3, 2. Oh shit! Sorry.
Thank you. Good wall.
Wait, just go.
One garage.
Okay, I'm going.
I'm holding here.
Hey,
Nice pick.
I'm going
Danny's still
I'm going
garage. Danny's still garage.
Backside.
Outside.
One backside. Killjoy.
Nice.
Last
Okay,
one.
he was walled
Sean?
off at sewers.
Play together.
I'm planning.
Smoking CT.
Play together here. I think we double up here. Come here.
Okay.
And then one guy there.
Where?
One guy
Okay.
garage. I'm
I'll
gonna
play
sit on
garage.
the
One guy
spike.
garage.
I'm gonna
Play
sit
garage.
here. This is my egg. I sit here. I rot. Me.
No, okay. I was thinking double up here, but it's fine. That's okay. He missed his thing. I
Sorry.
have one blind. Blinding high. Peek off me.
I'm just gonna poison.
Nice.
Nice.